Early this year, I was going to life drawing classes and I found that I was really struggling to draw hands and feet. So I decided to spend a little more time drawing hands and feet in my sketchbook. While I had drawn countless faces, I needed to spend more time learning how to draw hands. So I decided to do the 100 hand challenge. Hello friend, welcome to Drawing with Pri. Let's count that as hand 0. And moving on, I started to do the 100 hand challenge. At first, I was not sure. Did I want to do 100 hands or 50 hands? So you'll notice in my sketchbook, I have a few other sketches in between. Eventually, I decided to dedicate this particular sketchbook to doing just the hands as a way of keeping track of my progress. At first, I drew simple gestures as a way to try to understand the relationship between fingers, palms, and a wrist. I was taking about 30 minutes for each sketch. Just drawing the simple basic outline was really hard for me. But I decided to power on despite feeling several times like this was too much of a challenge. As a way to keep myself motivated, I gave myself a theme for every 10 drawings. So at first I did simple gestures and then I moved on to drawing hands with a pen or a pencil. The reason that this art challenge drew me was because I knew that if I focused in one particular area to improve my skills, I could get significantly better just by focusing my attention. From drawing hands, I moved on to drawing gestures that you might see in your day-to-day life, such as thumbs up and rock on. And of course, the most popular one that you will ever come across. Had to draw that one. I took about 2 months to do this drawing challenge. I would draw on some days just one hand, and on some days I would draw up to 4 hands. It was my warm-up exercise. So in this particular section, I decided to draw the fist. The knuckles tend to look a little different when your fingers are bent. And so that's what I wanted to focus on because I felt like I had understood how fingers fold. By the time I got to the 40th drawing, I started to feel a little more confident. As you can see, I've written here, slight confidence. Once I felt a little more confident, I was certainly drawing a lot faster. So I started to experiment with different compositions and placing different hands in different interesting ways on a page. I also got curious about experimenting with colored inks. This particular section was my favorite by far in the entire challenge. I loved working with the colors. Leave me a comment below. Which one is your favorite spread? I think mine are definitely the colored ink sections. By the time I got to the drawings where I was in the 50s, I started to draw children's hands. The proportions are quite different from adult hands, and they tend to be rounder and fatter. Once I got to the 60s, I started to draw with POSCA markers. I don't have much experience working with this particular medium, but in this particular section here, I tried to create like a night and day kind of an effect. I don't particularly like this drawing. Even though I tested out some of the colors on a different sheet of paper, I found that some color combinations worked and some didn't. But that's the whole reason why we do these challenges, is to try something different. Some drawings worked, some didn't work. I'm proud of some and I'm not proud of others. But you know, when you get a drawing that you don't like, you just turn the page, keep going, don't let it weigh you down. By the time I got to the 70th drawing, I was sick and tired of drawing hands. I wanted to draw something else. I had focused so hard on mastering hands over the last couple of months that I decided to finish the final 30 in 3 days. 10 hands per day seemed a lot more accomplishable after having spent the time to master hands. To give myself the extra level of challenge, I decided to draw hands holding different objects. At 80, I did not have any more room to finish the art challenge, so I decided to move on to drawing in another sketchbook. For the final 20, I wanted to challenge myself even more by drawing hands interacting with each other and a prop. It was very refreshing to draw in a much bigger space. I think doing such an art challenge is proof that you don't need talent to learn how to draw. That if you dedicate yourself to mastery, you can do it. I feel like I grew a lot in such a short span of time, simply by focusing my attention on learning how to draw one thing. 100 hand drawings! Yay! How exciting! I was so exhausted by the end of this, but it was absolutely worth it. Let's compare. I think it's pretty obvious. The growth in my skill level between the two is immense, and this just happened because of spending the time and working on one area of my skill level. If you enjoyed this sketchbook tour, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe for more arty content. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.